Hi, my name is John Platero and I'm the CEO of the National Council for Certified Personal Trainers, and I'm here today to talk to you about dips. So dips is a great exercise. It primarily works the anterior deltoid, the triceps brachii, and somewhat the pectoralis major. It just depends on kind of where you put your legs. Now it's a very difficult exercise. A lot of people can't do it. A couple things that you got to look for is the glenohumeral joint for sure. Glenohumeral joint, most mobile joint in the body, has a joint capsule. So when people do this, if they can't maintain their shoulders down, when they do this and they let this humerus jam up their joint capsule, that's not good. Also, in your elbow, you have a bursa, right? Just kind of like, and it's an olecranon bursa, similar to you have bursas in your patella. So the more you go down into flexion, the harder that tricep is crossing here, the olecranon, and it's pushing into this bursa. So the deeper you go, the more stress there's going to be the elbow. So that's why they recommend only go down to about 90 degrees and then back up. Okay. So now dips is considered kind of a functional exercise, but honestly, standing dips isn't as functional as seated dips, because not often do people in their daily life do a dip off of something, but very often people get out of a bathtub or out of a chair, off their bed. That's a seated dip. So let's look at seated dips. Okay, so a seated dip is more functional. Here's why. If you were sitting down on a chair and you needed to get up, you would push from here. If you were sitting in a bathtub, your legs would probably be straight. You'd be laying in a bathtub, you put your legs up, you either push from here or you try and push off the bathtub wall, I guess you would call it. So for clients, a cool way to start them, because dips is very challenging, is just off the bench. Just have them stand off the bench. And again, you're watching that shoulder, the glenohumeral joint that it doesn't stress the joint capsule, and you're going down to about 90 degrees. And then you're going back up and down. So that's a cool progression. Then you can go and lift their legs up a little bit. And do the same. One thing you don't want to do, and I gotta admit, I did this when I was a bodybuilder, because I saw somebody big doing it, so I did it too, is you don't want to set a weight on top of your legs. Let me show you why. So this is my right femur, my right tibia. So remember, in between these two bones, there's an anterior and a posterior cruciate ligament. The anterior cruciate ligament, the ACL, prevents anterior translation, this bone from going upward, or this bone from going downward, posterior translation. So if I were to, let's say this was a 45-pound plate, and you see this often in the gym where they stick plates on top of their knees. So if I was doing that and I put a weight on top of this, you can see how that weight would be pushing down the femur, shearing it, posterior translation of the femur or anterior translation of the tibia. It would be shearing, there would be a shearing force on the ACL from this exercise. So stupid me, when I was younger, I used to have 3 plates. I'd get down into my dip and I'd have somebody put 3 plates on my legs. I put 3 plates on my legs like that and then do dips. Not a good idea. I highly discourage you to do that. So I hope that helps. Start your clients very easy right here on the bench using their legs, then lift their legs a little bit. Don't put weight on. If you really wanted to put weight on, you'd have to support the knee and then put the weight on the thigh. You'd have to do that. Or if you're working out at a gym that has a dip machine, just use the dip machine. and then you can control the amount of weight before you go over to a VKR, vertical knee raise, where you actually have to do dips with your entire body weight. I hope that helps. Stay fit.